Okay, so this is kind of the fun part. We get to write our own functions. So we're going to write a function to describe each of the following. So we have the graph of f of x equals x squared. That's your basic parent function. We want this graph to narrow and translate up 2 units. So when we are narrowing and widening our graphs, that's where we might get some different answers. We're going to take an a value that is bigger than 1. That's going to narrow. We need an a value greater than 1. That's going to make our graph more narrow. So anything bigger than 1, I don't know, maybe a 7. A 7x squared is going to be more narrow than x squared. When you guys get to this on the homework, you might choose a 2x squared, a 3x squared, a 3.5x squared. Anything that's bigger than 1 is going to narrow from what we were given, which is just the x squared. This part, however, we can only write one way. Translated 2 units up. That's going to be that c value on the end. If we're going up, we're going to add, because it's going to go up with addition 2. And now we wrote a new function that is more narrow and translated 2 units up from the one we were given. Okay, so last example says the graph of f of x equals negative x squared minus 4 is widened and translated 3 units down. Okay, so when we widen a graph, our a value has to be less than 1, basically between 0 and 1. Those fractions, think 1/4, 1/2, 2/3, all those are great examples. It didn't say that it's going to change if it's opening up or down, so I'm going to keep the negative, but maybe I'll say a negative 2/3. That will be a wider graph than a negative x squared or a negative 1x squared. So if your a value is between 0 and 1, and again, it's the absolute value of your a value is between 0 and 1, you get a wider graph. Translating 3 units down, now it's 3 units down from where it's at. It's already at a negative 4, and so we have to go down 3 units. So we got to do a little bit of math here. What's negative 4 minus 3? That is a negative 7. This equation, this function that we just wrote, will be a wider graph because of our a value, and it's going to translate 3 units down from what they gave us.